Well, I may as well bring this whole box because all of it's going.
No.
Hello.
Can't pinch paper.
You pinching my stuff? It's outrageous. Well, hello and welcome to the video. Welcome back to my office. If you are a regular here, if you're new, my name is Nick and I sell stuff on the internet for a living. That's what I do to earn money. This is my office. This is some of the assorted random stuff that we buy to sell for profit and make some money. And it is a Monday again, the beginning of another week. And I thought I would talk about a job lot of toy soldiers that I picked up quite a long time ago, and I really didn't quite know what I had. I didn't know how to go about selling them on. I ended up electing to do them all in bundles on auction. Some I took the quite rash approach in my mind of starting them at 99p. I did that on a couple just to see how they did at starting at 99p. The others I started at a price I would have been happy to accept just one bid on. So I started some at £10 I think, and some at £20, and like I say, a couple at 99p. Well, they all ended over the weekend. I think there were, I don't know what it was, 6 or 8 lots. 2 didn't sell, 2 didn't get any bids. I relisted those as buy it nows. 1 has since sold. So it was successful in that virtually all of it sold. So we're going to pick those and I will show you the results. And I have been pleasantly surprised at the values these have gone for. One in particular kind of blew my mind and we'll get onto that one. So I'm going to do a bit of a picking orders video, but I'm just going to do the soldiers. There's a whole load of other stuff going out today, but we're just going to focus on these toy soldiers. So I will get you set up in a tripod and we will find the stuff and I will show you. I will bring up the pictures of the listings today because I know that's really quite interesting, so you can see the listings and we'll talk about the results. Okie dokie. Pig in a pokey. I don't know what that means. That works. You're now in a tripod balanced precariously on top of a record box. So if I scroll down to the bottom, we will start with, so some of these toy soldiers were metal figures and some were plastic. I had loads and loads of the plastic ones. They were different scales. I did some research into the different scales and actually learned some stuff whilst doing this, which was really, really good to learn about another niche. But the first couple, if we start at the bottom, there's 2 bundles. Job lot bundle of Andrea and Higgins, so they're 2 different makes. 54mm miniatures, metal figures, and then Ares white metal knights figures, horseback. So start with those and see if we can find them. Now we have along here in these little these are actually, what do you call it, takeaway plastic pots that I use. I used to use these for Lego. I used to buy these in bulk and use them. I used to have them stacked up with all different Lego parts in. Some of them have still got the reference numbers on. The SKUs look 4081. That one was. So anyway, we need, yes, this is one of the ones we're looking for. So there's a little metal horse, for example. Those are the, I think that's the Ares ones. Oh, blimey, it's heavy. Let's check that one first. This actually, see, I didn't really know what I had. I did do some research, but completed listings on these were everywhere. I didn't know where to pitch it by it now. But out of them all, I thought these would be the ones that would get a lot of interest and go really high. They did okay. I'll bring the listing up on screen. So as you can see now, it is Ares, so that's the make, metal, white metal knights figures, horseback, Giorgio Bassioni job lot bundle. So if I bring up 2 or 3 of the pictures, you can see what I had. I really thought this would be the one that might go a bit crazy. But it ended at 26.05 with $3.99 to cover the shipping. So as you saw in the pictures there, really nice things, and that's what they sold for. A bunch of different figures. Some are constructed, some are not. And also, interestingly, there were some of these like painting instructions to show the detail of what they should look like and the colours. I think there's 2 in colour there, and then these to show how to construct. So bundled all that in. So that's the first one. So on to the next one. We need to find job lot bundle of Andrea and Higgins. Again, those are the makes, and other 54mm miniatures, metal figures and more, which I think is the other one that's on that shelf. You see, yes, I think it's this one. I think I wrote on the, yeah, it says it backwards there, Andrea and Higgins. I also chucked in these. I had a few of these little individually, you pick up one that's not falling apart. These little, I think they might be pewter guys, but I looked into them and there's no real demand, so I kind of chucked these in as a freebie with those. So it's all of that. Ooh. Perch you back up there. So these were, yeah, just a mixed bundle of different makers. I'll bring the pictures up here again so you can take a look. And again, I guess I thought this would do better than it did. I'm happy with the price, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with all of the prices that these have gone for. But I thought this stood a chance of going beyond. Yeah, mixture of incomplete figures and part built figures. So let me show you a little bit closer. So this is the mix of, they're constructive ones, but like he's missing his head, for example. Some are missing bases. Bit of a, yeah, strange bundle of stuff really. And then these ones I think are much better because they are unconstructed, complete with all the parts, and there was a bunch of those. So that was that one. It has sold. I'm happy. It's going out the door. Right, the next one. Interestingly, I've just noticed as well, those last 2 bundles are going to the same buyer. Oh, and this one, and the one we're about to pick is going to the same buyer. So that's good. So they're all shipping together, which makes my life that bit easier. Has he bought any more? No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the other ones are all going to different buyers. So now we're on to plastic figures. We have huge job lot of 1 to 32 and 1 to 35 scale vintage soldiers, model kit bundle, airfix, etc. That was my title. Yeah, so onto the plastic figures. We had loads and loads of these. It did take me quite a while to get my head around what I was going to do with them all, sorting them out into lots by scale and learning about the scales and stuff. I'll talk a little bit about that. I think it's this one. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure if this is the one. Let's just bring up pictures. No, it's not that one. Bear with. I'll just go and find the right one. Well, I may as well bring this whole box because all of it's going. It's not this one. We'll talk about this one in a minute. This is the smallest scale, 1 to 72. Not those. I think it's this. So I'll bring up the picture and show you here so you can see this was a right kind of mess of all sorts of stuff. I've tried to make it all roughly the same scale, but it was a mixed bag of some painted figures, some new on the sprues, on those little plastic bars that hold them together, all sorts. And I really didn't know where this one would go. This may be one of the ones I started at 99p, I think it was. And it ended at £41 with £5 to cover postage. And yeah, really pleased. So I can show you a little bit close up. So this is the scale, this 1:32 scale. And this guy is painted, but there's also unconstructed, unpainted stuff in there. There was also lots of parts of the boxes, and a lot of these I think go with these soldiers. I put in the listing, I wasn't sure. So again, it gives you the detail of how to paint them, etc. And these are panels off the old boxes. So I chucked all of that in. There's more unpainted ones. Some of them are on the sprues, etc. But it was a real mixed bag, and it was described as such. There's ones with damage, there's half painted ones, there's all sorts in there. All plastic. But they went, and they went really well. They went for the, what was it, £41 plus shipping. So that was good. Good result. And so that lot is going with the two metal lots that I showed you. Next one is job lot bundle of 1/72 scale vintage model soldiers, figures and scenery, Fort Castle. So that is this lot. I will bring the pictures up again so you can take a look. And this is the one that kind of blew my mind. So you can see from that main image there, this sold on auction for £83 plus the postage. I really had no idea, even after doing plenty of research into 1/72 scale figures, I had no idea where this could go. Completed listings were all over the place, but I had no expectation that it would get anywhere near this price. So as you can see in the pictures, there is a plastic fort, and then there are several different bags of figures that I went through everything. It was all jumbled up and put together similar scale figures and similar lots and bagged it all up, and then I put all of this together as one lot. And yeah, to say that surprised me is an understatement. But yeah, really happy. So that's what it is. That's everything in one bag. There's the fort pieces, and these are the smallest scale. These are 1/72. And I looked into that, and the scale of these is all based off the average height of a soldier being classed as 6 foot. So 1/72, so if you think about it, in a foot there is 12 inches. So 12 times 6, 72. So these are, when stood up, an inch tall. Makes sense, right? Anyway, so that was amazing. Those ended at £83 plus £4.99. I'm pretty sure I started this at 99p. I can't remember. There were two I started at 99p. Not 100% sure which now. So what else do we need? I assume it's the one that's sat right there then. Is there one left? Two more left to find. So huge job lot of 54mm, mostly Airfix vintage soldiers model kit bundle is this one. So this is a larger scale. 54mm is the height of them. They're all bagged up. Can't really show you, but I'll show you the pictures again on screen so you can take a look. So nice bundle, mostly unconstructed, unpainted stuff in this one. And some instructions again. all bagged up, sorted as best as I could, and lotted together based on the scale. And these went again on auction, winning bid of £40 plus the postage. So there we go. All of that is that lot. As you can see, most of it is like this, so still on the sprues, not even snapped off, not constructed, not painted. So somebody will have hours and hours of fun putting all of these together. So yeah, very happy with that. The last one I think is 2 lots didn't sell on auction. Yeah, 2 lots didn't sell. Over the weekend when everything else finished, 2 lots didn't get bids. I switched those to buy it now, and one of those sold on buy it now. So I'll quickly grab that. Rose Miniatures, I think those are, is it that? Yes. So it's this in the other takeaway tray. So this was just 3 of the 54mm figures, metal, and these are German World War II figures, and they've been painted. The paint is a bit rubbed and worn, as you can see on his hat. So these did not get bids. I started these on bids at £10, didn't get any bids. Switched them to buy it now, and they sold really quick. So yeah, interesting. And this guy. So those are going out as well. So £10 plus shipping on those. And we have 1 lot left which didn't get any bids and is now on buy it now. I'll show you those actually because they're quite interesting. Something very different. They are in here in this tiny little packet. I think these are very unusual and very specialist. So they didn't get any interest on auction. I switched them to buy it now. I think I might have reduced the price. I think they were on at £20 start, and now they might be on like 15 buy it now. So they're metal, but they are kind of like profiles really, but they're very detailed. And these are, if I look on the back again, there's some writing on the back that describes them. 1860 Austrian Hussars. So yeah, and they are kind of stamped metal. Got detail on both sides, but they are wafer thin. And there's 6 of them. There's like 2 layers in this box. So you can see 3 there, and then you lift up that piece of card and there's another layer of them. So I thought they were really cool, but a lot more specialist and a bit more niche than the soldiers that sold really quick. So those are all that's left listed. So I'm really pleased with that. Interestingly, the lot that went really high, the lot that ended at 83, was definitely one of the lots I started at 99p. Now recently when I did a video showing some Monster High dolls finishing, a lot of people were saying you should have started those at 99p. That's the best way to do auctions because you attract a lot more interest because they're starting super cheap, and people get in when it's low and then they start competing, and then you have a lot more people fighting over it and forcing it up. And I understand that logic and it does make sense, but I've been burnt in the past. In the early days of when we were doing eBay in the late 90s, early 2000s, we did lots of stuff on auction, and starting stuff really low is always a gamble. Excuse me. And I've been caught out at things only getting 1 bid and selling for 99p, when in my head I'm thinking this will go up to 20, 30, whatever pounds. So it is a gamble. Whether that one went really high because I started it really, really low, I don't know. The other one, I think it was 2 that I did at 99p, and I think the other one is the one I just showed you, the one that ended at 40. So that one did okay, but didn't go crazy. But is it just to do with what was in the lot? I don't know. I have done other things on 99p auction in recent times. I'm happy to do it with Lego, for instance, because Lego is in such demand. Something like Lego that I'm super confident that it has a really wide audience and a kind of, you're pretty safe that it's going to gain a lot of attention and a lot of bids. I'm happy to start low and let it find its point. With these soldiers, I've never really sold soldiers, certainly not in bundles like this. I really didn't know what interest they were going to attract, so it was a bit of a gamble, but it seemed to pay off. So yeah, I'm happy. Do you want to say hello to Andrea? She's just turned up.
No.
Hello.
Can't you pinch paper?
You pinching my stuff? It's outrageous. I've had a few people asking me questions about my disc repair machine recently, which is tucked in here. So for today's video that I'm going to find from the archives, I will pick out a video all about my disc repair machine and how that works. So please check that out if that would be interesting for you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.